Drake just learned the hard way that Kendrick Lamar is not the person you want to have beef with, cause Kendrick just might be the pettiest rapper ever. As if winning not one, not two, but 5 Grammys for his Drake diss song, Not Like Us, wasn't embarrassing enough for Drake, he also performed the song at the Super Bowl. But that's not all, because he also brought up Serena Williams to perform the crip dance while he tore into Drake during his performance. And let me tell you, he had everyone gagged. However, it looked like Drake was not here for Kendrick bringing his ex on stage, because he crashed out big time and declared the beef open once again. So does this mean that he's going to hit the studio and drop another diss track? And how on earth was Kendrick able to convince Serena to diss Drake? Let's break it down. Okay, so first of all, it probably wasn't very difficult for Kendrick to convince Serena to come on stage, because she hates Drake. Child, I wouldn't be surprised if she begged Kendrick to let her come on stage to do her thing. I mean, it's not the first time that she danced to the song, because y'all remember the crip walk she did while presenting at the ESPYs last year.
And if I've learned anything this year, it's that none of us, not a single one of us, not even me, should ever pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Hey! He will make your hometown not like you. The next time Drake sits courtside at a Raptors game, they're gonna Forrest Gump him. Sights taken.
Her presentation had nothing to do with Kendrick or Drake, but she managed to sneak it in. Do y'all know that she really hates Drake? But what exactly happened between them to make her that mad? For those who don't know, Drake and Serena used to be an item back in the day, and after they broke up, Drake just couldn't get over himself, and he made it his personal mission to humiliate her as bad as he could. This type of behavior isn't surprising for Drake, because he has a disturbing history of crashing out whenever he gets turned down by a woman, and he spends years taking digs at them. We've seen him going after Rihanna for years, throwing not so subtle shade at her and her new man A$AP Rocky for no reason, even though Rihanna hasn't paid him any mind since they broke up. You'd think that he'd get the memo and leave her alone, but nope, he just keeps going on and on. Drake's infatuation with women in the industry didn't stop at Rihanna, because let's not forget that awkward situation with Halle Berry. For years, he made it clear that he was into her, openly expressing his admiration in interviews and on social media. But despite his persistence, Halle never paid him dust, because she didn't feel the same about him. But instead of taking the hint, Drake continued making questionable remarks about her, sometimes crossing the line into straight up inappropriate territory. One of the most cringe-worthy moments came when Halle announced her pregnancy, and rather than offering a simple congratulations like a normal person, Drake saw it as another opportunity to make an unnecessary comment.
Seem to have a fixation with Halle Berry, but she's already
I do. I mean,
and
yeah. That was unfortunate, but
would you really have, like, let's say she wasn't.
Yeah.
Would you seriously consider
like being with her?
Yeah.
100%.
Drake didn't just stop at making random comments about Halle Berry. He actually name dropped her in a couple of his songs, and not in a way that could be considered flattering. In fact, it came across as downright unsettling. One example was in his verse on Migos' Versace remix, where he rapped, "Take a famous girl out where there's no paparazzi. I'm trying to give Halle Berry a baby and no one can stop me." Now, if that doesn't scream creepy, I don't know what does. It wasn't playful, it wasn't charming, it was just weird. Halle had never shown any interest in him, yet here he was publicly fantasizing about her in a way that made it seem like he had some kind of claim over her. Things took an even weirder turn when Drake decided to use a picture of Halle Berry as the cover art for his song Slime You Out, featuring SZA from his album For All the Dogs. Instead of choosing a generic image or something that actually fit the song's theme, he went with a throwback photo of Halle getting slimed at the 2012 Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award.
Safe from the slide.
What was weird about that drama was that he had asked Halle about using her picture before, and she said no. So it was weird AF that he used the picture anyways. But hey, typical Drake behavior, right? Well, to nobody's surprise, it turns out that he did the same thing to Serena Williams, which is why she hates him so much. He seems to have a problem with women moving on, because not only has Serena moved on from him, but she's also married with 2 kids. But what exactly did he do or say about Serena? Last year, Drake unexpectedly dropped a massive 100 gigabyte stash of content on a mysterious site called 100gigs.org. And how did he announce this surprise? Not through his official channels, but via his not-so-secret burner Instagram account, Plot Twist, which he had been quietly updating since late June. This wasn't just some random collection of files, this was a gold mine. The data dump included a treasure trove of unreleased tracks featuring artists like Young Thug, 21 Savage, and Lotto. But that was just the beginning. Fans also got a rare glimpse into his creative process with never-before-seen footage of Drake working on some of his most iconic albums, including Take Care, share, views, and certified lover boy. And if that wasn't enough, the collection featured behind-the-scenes moments with artists like Jay-Z, Kanye West, Rihanna, and Cameron, along with appearances from some of the key figures in Drake's inner circle. Now, we may never know the real reason Drake decided to hit us with this massive content dump out of nowhere, but the word on the street was that it was a strategic distraction from his increasingly messy feud with Kendrick Lamar. If that was the plan though, yeah, it didn't exactly go as intended. The drama with Kendrick only got worse, and this so-called diversion barely made a dent in the conversation. But wait, there's more. As if the 100 gigabyte data drop wasn't chaotic enough, Drake also threw in a little extra tea for the fans. Buried in all that footage was a clip of him working on Too Good with Rihanna, casually revealing that the song wasn't actually about her, but about his other ex, Serena Williams. And to make things even funnier, he wasn't confessing this to some industry insider or a close friend. He was just casually spilling all this to his mom, Sandra, like it was no big deal.
Up and coming relationships, everything's going to be very light. Not going to get like heavily into things.
No, I get heavy on a couple drugs, but this is more about me and Serena, so I
gathered that.
But I wanted to make a song.
But you don't want it to be.
Well, it's funny because when I make songs about women, I also make songs for them, so I know what kind of song to make. If I'm going to talk about them, I'll at least do them the justice of making them a song that they like.
Yeah.
Okay? So I know Serena very well, and I know that she'll hear it loud and clear, but she'll also not hate me for it because it's lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And she is seeing someone else.
I don't know, Mom.
For a little backstory, Serena and Drake had the rumor mill buzzing all the way back in 2010 with whispers of a romance, but much like Rihanna, Serena never actually claimed him. She kept things cute and unconfirmed while Drake, as usual, was out here acting like a lovesick puppy. Fast forward to now, and Serena is happily married to Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, and they've built a beautiful life together with their 2 adorable daughters. Now, remember how I mentioned that Drake had a habit of flipping the script on women who rejected him? Well, Serena wasn't an exception. For years, he was so over the top in his admiration for her that GQ magazine straight up called him Serena's most embarrassing groupie, and honestly, they weren't wrong. But the moment Serena made it official with Alexis, Drake's energy completely shifted. Instead of just moving on like a grown man, he decided to be petty. He took a jab at Alexis, calling him Serena's groupie, as if he hadn't spent years pining for her in the most embarrassing way possible. In his song Middle of the Ocean, off his joint album with 21 Savage, Her Loss, Drake said, sidebar, Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no boo, it is like you coming for sushi. Alexis clapped back at him in the classiest way possible when he shared a photo of him and his daughter, Olympia, at Serena's tennis match and wrote, the reason I stay winning is because I'm relentless about being the absolute best at whatever I do, including being the best groupie for my wife and daughter. When Drake posted the video of him talking about Serena with his mom, fans immediately put 2 and 2 together and figured out that it was a response to her crip walking to Not Like Us at the ESPY. He tried to hide the real target by posting a bunch of stuff, hoping that people wouldn't catch on, but he wasn't as slick as he thought he was, because fans figured it out pretty quickly. Now, Serena was too classy to clap back at him for that, but she sure got her lick back at the Super Bowl because she crip walked and did her thing. The crazy part about this is that she didn't even get paid for her appearance because artists don't get paid for the Super Bowl. So she just did it out of spite for Drake and nothing else. Well, turns out that Drake was not a fan of Kendrick and Serena pulling this move because during a performance in Melbourne after the Super Bowl, he switched up the lyrics to his song Knife Talk, saying, "Beef is live, spoiler alert, I never die." Yeah, Drake is salty AF over this, and who can blame him? Kendrick and Serena did him dirty. Fans commented, Kendrick bringing out Serena Williams to crip walk after Drake stalked that woman publicly for years and obsessively threw shots at her for turning him down is so wild. That man is the definition of chaotic good. Okay, I lied. Serena Williams doing a crip walk on Drake's tomb was the best thing I've ever seen. And Drake and stalked Serena Williams for years. This is her retribution. This is her piece. But do you guys think that Kendrick went too far bringing Serena into this? Or do you think that it was the right thing to do? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.